Hello there. So, yeah, as usually, I don't have a plan exactly. Aside from, actually, I have a little bit of a group on Facebook that I haven't had time for. So I actually mentioned this there. So someone I will check that meanwhile. Aside from this and this chat, if someone comes in here, hi, someone. Yeah. I just mentioned Q&A, also questions and answers, because there are many people who wonder about the things that I do and so on. And yeah, I always appreciate the questions, but I don't always maybe have the greatest answers, but I will try if you have any of those. Otherwise, I have the cards as usually here. So I've had a lot of thoughts lately, but I don't know if I should dive into those exactly. Yeah. I also start again with the medicine wheel in August, this autumn again, as I do every year. But now I will just keep it online because I also want to go more all in with the yoga practices and learning and so. Usually I won't have time for everything exactly the same time, and it's impossible as a human, obviously. So yeah. Anyone interested in that and have questions about that, you can ask. I have a super lovely group online right now. They're awesome. Yeah. So maybe, or I think they might continue also in that small setting as well. So I will keep certain things online. Well, I don't recall anything that I had on my mind, but I've had a lot on my mind. Well, I will maybe pick a card. I should do one thing that I usually do at the end of almost every audio or pod, is that I pick some cards that you can choose 1, 2, 3, or maybe 7 sometimes, or so on. I will do 3 now because maybe someone comes in. And since I do it at the end and I haven't thought about it previously, that's nothing anyone knows unless they listen to the whole thing. So I will say it now. Or I will do it now, I mean. And I won't put any timestamps to this. I will just quickly, you can choose 1, 2, or 3 if you come in later. And check this when this have ended. Maybe also figure something to talk about. So this is for number 1. This is Justice reversed. Oh, I did have the lights on. It's quite dark as always, but so I will actually check. By the way, this is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. So you can Google the Justice card if you want to see how it looks like. And this may mean, as my thought about it when I just look at it, for someone that I don't think it means that things will be unfair or unjust. I just think that maybe some karma is catching up here. So the justice will actually poke someone a little bit here. I'm sorry, but that's my thought. But I will see here. Biased disregard for fairness, corrupt. Yeah, it's kind of what I said, like I feel. And let's check it in a little bit more. So for someone, the balance is off. Someone is supposedly more so selfish. This image of justice, she's sitting on top of a high building with the scales and the sword, with the heads in the clouds, and there's the dress, like golden kind of dress and so on. So I believe this person is or you who chose number 1, you may be very protective of yours and maybe not share as much with others, as well as thinking you're above, looking at things as if you should be privileged more so than others somehow. Yeah, I get a sense of also the fact that she's sitting on top of a building. I get a sense of not only ownership, like let's say clothes then and stuff like that, fancy things, that maybe this person have a lot of riches in many ways. Maybe buildings, I don't know. But still, this person acts out of, this is corruption. This person acts not from a fair place towards others. And yeah, it's coming back. That's all I can say here. This, the divine justice, if you say, you can't like escape it in the long run, anyways. And so the scales will, as it shows here, like upside down, they will be like emptied, and this will hurt. I'm sorry, I don't want to say things like this, but it came like this, so I have to say it. And this is a major arcana also, so yeah, this will be kind of costly. But it also, everything as I believe it's to be, everything in our lives is there to help us grow, to show us who we truly are, and so on. So somehow this person is lost in their ego, and through these changes that are not in favor of their ego, so to speak, it still is in favor of their soul and spirit. So they will have to change their own perception of things, and widen their their ability to perceive, I would say. And by the way, I just read the cards here. I don't read it in a psychic mediumship sense, Sometimes I do, but sometimes I do even here. Yeah, so this was tough. Since no one is here, I can like dive into this a little bit deeper. Yeah. This person is somehow scared because they have to keep such they need to use so much force, kind of, or even threats of maybe violence and so on. I'm not sure, but the sword here is quite high, like so I think they feel a little bit untouchable also, like as if they no, nothing will reach them, nothing will ever happen to them, like although they know they aren't fair. So but yeah, it will though. That's what I can say for this card. Things will turn around. Tables always turn. And it will happen for this person. But not as karma is not a punishment. That is like a lessons in love, I think of them as. Sometimes in the particular situation or moment, we don't appreciate it, or we don't even understand why. But in the greater scales of things, we learn from a different perspective. This person is quite learned and smart, and intellectually very smart. And from their morals or ethics, they feel like they balance some sort of scales. They feel like they do not the right thing towards others, but as if it's they still should be more privileged than some people, and therefore they can treat them a little bit like peasants or slaves, or at least degrading in some way. Yeah. This is also number 11. Also, this looks like in Roman numbers, like a 10 and a 1, but in the normal letters, let's say, it's like a portal also, almost seems like, or a mirror also. So, yeah, something is certainly going to happen here. that would turn things very much upside down. Yeah. It will change things maybe not abruptly, but very, what do you say, 180 degrees, yeah. From the top position this person or so on have felt themselves be, the opposite will happen. Yeah. In some way or another, you cannot talk about it. It's not allowed or legal to talk about diseases or so on. But sometimes whatever it is that shakes us or want to teach us, if you call it that, that help us to change our view or our way of acting and so on. That can be whatever, so to speak. But yeah, wow, tough card. Hope no one comes in late and see that. Wow. Okay. Yeah, and also maybe I should say that the cards are mirroring. They mirror the soul, and they mirror also other things that goes on, because that's a reflection of the soul. But they aren't set in stone when it comes to the future. So we may be able to change certain things. I think this will be a difficult one. Maybe if this person come forth in an honest way and really change things up before this shift, but I hesitate that will happen, because they aren't worried, I don't think. I mean, yeah, they are worried in one way, otherwise they wouldn't have to use this like a suppressive or repressive ways, because that is because others do the same to them, maybe, or something. But they are not like anxious, or they think they are a little bit on top. Yeah, so they don't expect this. So I think maybe they won't change beforehand. But when it comes to the cards, these are just indications of where we are at the time when I pull the cards, and that can be changed. So for this person, the only change that could ever benefit is to be fully upfront and make amends, yeah, truly, and admit to whatever it is. And there is no other way here for this person. And I don't think that will happen when I look at the card. But yeah, I get the chills in my back when it comes to this. Ooh, oh my gosh. Whomever will listen to that. But whatever it is, it can be different things if various people listen then. But I think you can relate. This person knows these facts. It's nothing that is like hidden, or hidden in a way, but nothing they aren't aware of. So they will know where this honesty or unfairness, what it relates to, for sure. So anyway, for number 2 then, wow, this was stressful to start with even. For number 2, we have Page of Pentacles. So this is maybe a kid. Hi, someone. Glad you missed the number 1 card, because that was something. If you can chat, you can write in the chat here at the side if you are logged in. Otherwise, if you are on the tarot on my Facebook, I will check that also, so I can see if someone writes something there. Anyways, you can choose number 1, 2, or 3 here to begin with if you don't ask a question. And for number 2, I have the Page of Pentacles here. Or ask me anything if you want to. And I don't see who comes in, I just see numbers. Let's see. I know what it is, but I want to check in this particular deck, because it varies a tiny bit. So, new prospects, tangible results, opportunities, commitments, ventures. For number 2 here. Sometimes this is a child in their life. So here it's a young girl in the image. on the leaves of a plant, holding a peony flower carefully in her hands. On her back, she carries a watering can, as her job is to take care of the garden. The flower symbolizes new beginnings coming to the young girl. She has to seize her chances and welcome the new opportunities life is offering her. Her dragonfly companion reminds her to stay aware of the challenges she might face in the future. Well, this is innocent. This is kind of the opposite of the previous one, maybe. This is someone with very good intent, and they always give from a pure heart, give from themselves. This could be a child in your life if it's not you. She nourishes other with beauty and like softness and gentleness, very much so. She is still very grounded, or he. This could be a child that is male as well. Pages could be childs, and also it could be, if it's not a person, it could be a new start. Since pages is also the first of the page knight, queen and king. Yeah, she's so she's like with her hand, she's softly touching this petal. And she's very receptive to spiritual things also, I feel, although in the physical very much, and enjoy the physical very much. I don't know what else to say about this, really. It could also be a grown-up person that have much of an inner child, that this may be an encouragement to let that part of themselves out more, out to play and to enjoy and to just be in this softness of nature also. It may be something this person needs to heal within. Yeah, I feel like nature is huge for this one, to reconnect to their soul or their own beauty and understand, maybe appreciate even themselves, because this person so generously pour things to others, even without thinking of it, and carries this on their back. Now I got some messages on Facebook, but maybe not a question though. We'll see what it was. Yeah, it was somewhere else. No, I won't reply to that right now. Anyway, so yeah, I feel that may be the case for this person. This is so much what they need, just softness and just being and much with themselves, because as I said, they carry this water can on their back like a rucksack, and it's not heavy, but it's still, they need some time to recuperate or like I don't know, to just be by themselves. I feel this person need to enjoy the presence of just kind of landing, if that's the word, or like have this not boring space, but sometimes we can realize that we can see things clearer and appreciate things when we get into that calmer calmer space where nothing is expected and we can just like be. And sometimes we've forgotten that even since we were children, how that is. And this person really need to get in touch with that innocence within themselves, and it may be through some child that they know, that they can also appreciate or see nature or see the world from their eyes, or through, a child beside them can help them open their eyes to the wonders in the natural world, these tiny things that we often miss out on when we get older. Yeah, so it's very much that, to be soft with ourselves and look at the beauty, look at the tiny miracles that constantly surround us, and the miracles we are as well. So I would say that's the message here. If this person, I almost dropped the whole deck. If this person usually is very intense or active or so on, engaged and so on, this one needs to like breathe, needs some space to just be. This is about just being, and then get in touch with this innocence with him. It's almost about this saying, the jewel in the lotus kind of thing. It feels like that. This person is the jewel themselves, but they don't recognize it unless they get some peace and space around them. And also maybe it's a beautiful way of seeing or being, but at the same time, they may be a little bit innocent in the naive way, maybe. They may interpret others' actions in the ways they are from who they themselves are. Hi, someone is in here. You can chat. I didn't see whom, and they left anyway. So yeah, so that they may expect that others also come from love or from pure intent and so on, without no agendas and so on, which oftentimes isn't the case around grown-ups, I would say. Yeah, but nature heals, and nature also strengthens this clarity and energy that they need, since they share so much just by the way they are. And then they are also able to manifest a lot of beauty around them when they get that space. It's like they do that naturally as well. It's like it blooms all around this person, because they water the world with their energy, really. Okay, whoa, two totally different ones. And then for number 3, wow, I got all stressed out by this. For anyone who choose number 3. Okay, we'll get 2 cards here. Let's see. First, Ace of Pentacles upright, and then 3 of Swords reversed. This is an interesting story. So what I see in this card, this is the same deck still. Tarot of Mystical Moments. Yeah, I think this is someone that patiently is waiting for something to grow. And since the 3 of Swords come reversed, I believe this is about love that takes so much time, they feel. Also, this woman in the picture have a green and pink dress, which symbolizes the heart chakra. And this have been growing for some time up through the soil and the earth and so on. And it starts to show certain things above the surface now, like leaves and a little bit, tiny bit like. And these, it's almost like these belong together and they lean towards each other, but still it's such a slow growth, and it have still yet not led to anything like manifested into let's say a relationship or something like that, or it's like still in the I wouldn't say fantasy world, but in the process of being, let's say, in the phase of, it's all there, but it have not yet expressed itself or come to the surface. But there is so much good there. But with the 3 of Swords reversed, this is what is good with the 3 of Swords reversed, I have to check it though, is that it's reversed. Because otherwise it's like pain in the heart and sorrow stuff, a heartache. But here it says like togetherness, reconciliation, trust, optimistic expectations, forgiveness. So I think it have been, because otherwise some other card would come up. I think, or sometimes this pain have been felt because it is so slow and things won't like happen. And maybe this pain is not even related to this particular relationship. There is a woman and a man here. There's a man in the Three of Swords image. Hey, someone, if you want to ask a question, that's in the chat. You can do so. Yeah. Anyways, so I believe that these two persons. Hey, Sademan Magic. Oh my God, you're back. Yes, I'm back. Oh my goddess, I should say. So I've just picked 3 cards for random people may come in late. Like, so this is the last of those 3. And here it's like a couple who it takes such a time for them to reach each other. And sometimes there is a heartache here, especially for the man. And I think that there is like a rose in the heart. This is a very soft man who maybe don't show that, but also this pain may relate to previous relationships or other heartaches they have had or losses or so on. But still, this is a very slow process, but they are hopeful still. So, hi. So that's that. Do you have any questions to the cards and how is life going for you? Yeah, I'm absolutely marvelous. No, but I'm fine. Yeah, I'm great. I'm fine. Yeah, everything is awesome. That's my end of the world. It sounds weird to say that. I've said that many times. Like, it sounds like the end of the world then. Oh, that sounds bad. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm super good. And you? What's on your mind or in your thoughts, or do you have worries you want to share? I see the 9 of the Swords at the bottom of the deck when I just hold it. And that's like someone who is up at night worrying about things. Maybe you. What are those things? Maybe not you, but I just saw it underneath here. I didn't pick a card. But if you have a question, feel free to ask the cards, or me if you want to just chat about something else. That's fine. Great to hear. So I have a new girlfriend. Wow. Do you really want that? Do you really want to get me involved in this whole thing then? Yes, of course I will. I will. But then know that you know this. I just want to emphasize it, like that the cards are just right now and you can change it and so on and so forth. Should I do like a relationship layout for you both, or just see what cards to pop up? It's easier to understand which card talk about what if I do this relationship reading. Otherwise I don't want to pick specific cards for that girl, like, or woman. Yeah, nice. Good for you though. Wow. So glad to hear. Just your role. Okay, I will pick a card for you in this relationship. Otherwise I can do a relationship and then it also shows her attitude or so on. But I won't pick cards specifically for her. Okay, I will start with you then. Wow, I get nervous now. I just want to say what people want to hear. So, no, I really don't. But but I want people to be happy. Okay. Let's see. Hope so. Otherwise, just dislike me. Like, that's fine. Okay. The relationship. You in this new relationship. Oh wow. Maybe I should change the deck. This. Oh, okay. There is a lot of cards talking. Wow, we have 3 cards. Okay. Well, I must say this is a bit difficult though. I'm sorry to say, but well, I will first say what cards is it. This is 3 cards. Knight of Swords upright, 2 of Cups, and 10 of Cups reversed, which is not awesome. So what I think is that you may, because I saw also the first card that may not even be related to you, but since I checked underneath this whole overthinking thing, and the Knight of Swords here is very intellectual, maybe you, and smart, and also like to clarity and like to get the clouds out of the way and clear the air and everything. And I think this attitude or this wish, this is, as I said, the Knight of Swords. So the way you use words, you're very good at words, and you are very good at clarifying things. But this can be very, very harsh, like a sword for others. It's like you intellectualize sometimes when you probably maybe more should feel. I mean, it would be better for you in a relationship here to feel. So I will check them in the booklet here. It's the Tarot of the Mystical Moments, but I see that this is like it's not saying that everything will go to shit, let's say, but it's showing that this is the problem here. I mean, if anything, if it's something you can change or influence in a good way, that would be to soften that, to not kind of demand that too much. I would say I'm the same, so I can't like really say it because I like that part, but it says also unwavering devotion to a cause, ambition, opinionated. Well, are you though? Influential. Whoa. And self-assurance. It could be like you're a little bit on the cocky side, let's say, when it comes to your thoughts and views on things and so on, without really. And maybe you're right. It's not that you're wrong, but you can become like a pushover a little bit when it comes to others' emotions. If this girl, I would assume, is more so in her feelings. I mean, she thinks through her emotions, so maybe she's not as clear when it comes to facts or like getting to a conclusion logically. I'm not saying she's not logic. I hope you understand, but I will read this a little bit more because this is a good trait usually that you have, but in this connection it could be a problem, or rather it would be perceived from her end as you being almost maybe a little bit degrading or very harsh, and that will cause ripples like I'll see. This Knight of Swords is living on a feather through a rough, stormy sky. The clouds depict the aura of energy surrounding, and the feather symbolizes the knight's ability to think fast on your feet then. She's fantastic. She's very intuitive. Yeah, I would assume so. But she's going through the heart, through the emotions, not the thinking so much as you. And let's see. The news excerpt no. Yeah, it's like you are very well read also when it comes to the world, what goes on in the world, and you have like views about, opinions about all kinds of things. Like what is right and wrong and so on and so forth. And you are very engaged in some sort of maybe activism, some sort of something like that, it seems, when it comes to this card. And also the knight is fighting with the swords to win with the intellect, as I said, and holds the weapon. It's actually a pen. I didn't see that. Yeah, in this deck it's actually pen. So about the words, but still, it seems harsh, these words. But anyway, high in the sky and cuts clouds of opposition into pieces. Do you understand this? This is not. This may hurt others, even if you don't mean that. Obviously, you want to clarify things. You don't want to be. It's not your intent to make others feel that way, but it becomes that. And especially if someone opposed you in a aggressive way, you can, as it says, you can cut them into pieces and then you know it. But still, nothing can stop your ambitious dedication to the cause. Yeah. Wow. I will see the other ones, what it says here. But Two of Cups is like twin flames, but it's reversed. And then 10 of Cups, a happy family, also reversed. So it says like detachment, reconcilable differences, misunderstanding. As I said, it could lead to misunderstandings, which is not even your fault. It's like just your way, or what you're used to function like that. And it says also lack of gratitude, focus on self or family drama. It could also be in the greater family of yours. I mean, not only you two, but also in the both of your the relationships you have around you. That is a problem here. But both of the cups cards, which is about emotions and love and so, they are turned upside down. So since they come in this order, and the Two of Cups is at the center, so there is love, there is a great connection, and even they're like woven together, these flowers in the center here of the card. But also the cups are turned like upside down, so the love spills out. So you really have to watch your tongue. You really have to not, you don't need to impress with your intellect. She's already impressed. Like what she wants, as I can see it in the cards, okay, it was you I should read, but she comes up here, and other people around there. What she needs or want is to be seen. Obviously, we all want to, and also like held, and feeling safe, and to feel that she is understood in that silent, intuitive way, as you mentioned here. And the words can sometimes cause this separation. That's like what words do. Not always, but that's like their mission, let's say. So it's not like you shouldn't use words, but rather show, like with your how you look at her, or with your what is it called, like, kroppsspråk, like your body language, yeah, and stuff, and just with your being and your emotions, like your inner emotions rather. And I think you're used to also be quite impressive with this intellect. And so that is kind of natural. And the women, there's a woman in this night card, but she have like pointy hair even. It's like such harsh coldness in this card. So it's not that you are cold, but it can be seen like that, or experienced like that. So it's not saying that this won't work, but it's saying that you need to really, really think about that. If you want this to work, you have to put a little bit of a lid on your brightness, actually, when it comes to what you see and understand in that sense. From the beginning, maybe also she have found that very interesting, and appreciate it, but it will cause problems. You need to be more in your heart, more in your emotions, and understand her words from an emotional place that won't always have some logic to it, if you understand. Then you can really feel and see each other. There are other things you can do that with those who oppose you in like the society or whatever. You can still use that if you use a pen even to write, or even write when it comes to you two, rather than express it quickly, because you may not feel as if it could be seen as harsh, but maybe if you read it later, you understand that, wow, it could actually, because she's very sensitive to you, obviously. And the more sensitive she is, then it hurts more. So, yeah. But it's there, all the love, but it's also fragile, I would say. That's what I can see in the cards. But the possibility is clearly there for happiness in all kinds of way, because of the Two of Cups and Ten of Cups. But right now they are reversed. I think maybe also this brain of yours, or this intellect of yours, can be a protection for yourself, to not feel so vulnerable, and feel like maybe this, what if this, if you go totally into your emotions, maybe you will start to fear that she could leave you or find you uninteresting or so on, but she won't. The only danger, if I would say, for your relationship, as I see it in the cards, would be you using your words in a you are never thoughtless, so it's not in a thoughtless way, but in a harsh way, yeah, clear way. She likes me for me, and I do think I already doing a lot of these things. Good that you're aware of that. That's awesome. She's actually very good at asking me when she's unsure, yeah. So I try my best to give her clarity in a rational, but don't. I try my best to give her clarity in a rational manner, but that's what you shouldn't do. What you should do is, just give her reassurance, confirmation, and like, uh, that's not really what she needs, even if she asks about things, you know? I mean, when it comes to the cards, I can not say who it is, how it is for you, but what I see in the cards, even if she asks, she's not asking for the intellectual answer as you think. She's asking for the emotional answer, that you think she's lovely, and that you are there for her, that you got her, like that you understand how she feels. Stuff like that is what she's asking for you to express. And that is what she's unsure about, not the whole rational clarity, as I understand the cards. But still, hopefully you find a way. But I also, yeah, she comes from this very emotional place, and actually I think you are. I mean, she's intuitive, but in the feeling sense. So she may come into a room and just feel how others feel and stuff, while you are intuitive in a more cold way, but you also perceive so much. So you actually perceive like more in a way, but it's like different languages almost. Like, maybe rational is the wrong word. Thoughtful might be a better description. Yeah, yeah. And you could actually just forget about the thoughts pretty much. When it comes to her, I mean, she just need reassurance that you feel like she's awesome and fine, and that you see and listen to her, and even if you don't understand what she's like or whatever, just that you appreciate her and you're there for her, and show her that, like, but you really don't need to add too many thoughts to it. It's like, as you say, she loves you for who you for you, and that's what she needs. She just need your being, you being there in presence, and in a, that you carries love energy in you, or in your the way you look at her and stuff like that. Then she won't question. It's like, yeah. So I think you need to learn each other's, or rather you probably need to learn her language a little bit more. I mean, just touching her arm when you speak to her, if she asks a question, that will be like the answer she needs. Even if she have a question, it's not really the question, because she's emotionally asking, you know. So, but you will find a way. I'm sure you're a smart person, so yeah. But there's a risk. Otherwise, these other two would not be reversed. And since you're very used to be so clear, you don't feel like that is harsh. I am similar. People think that I'm, I wouldn't say bully, I hope not, but I can really be brutally honest. And I kind of like that. I mean, I don't even feel like that is a bad thing. But I don't mean to hurt. I don't want to hurt by being brutally honest. But it can be brutal in the sense that I don't want it to be flaky or like vague. But yeah, I can understand from these cards that I have something to learn myself. And also when you are used to maybe battle, let's say battle with harsh competition or opposition, you have like trained your mind also to be more sharp. And when you have been in those contacts, you don't even consider it even even when you are softer in your words with her, you wouldn't even consider it harsh at all. But she's very sensitive to you, so yeah. She just needs your emotions and your physical reassurance, actually. And when it comes to reassurance, also if you reassure her in words about your relationship, that you are there and you are not leaving, or that you still feel the same, whatever, that's the kind of things you wish to hear, I feel. Or that you show it also with some actions, maybe of love. Yeah, that's the message for you here. Wow. Yeah, but you will stumble a little bit on that, but now you have been forewarned. As they say, to be forewarned is to be forearmed or something. Good advice. I'm not offended. I'm glad you're not. Wow. Yeah, because now you have, but yeah, it will be tricky still because you're so used to it, and you think also that if someone asks a question, they want an answer to that question. You and I should probably, or we maybe do understand each other, but we should probably communicate a little bit better because of that. I would understand. I want the answer to the particular question I ask. I don't want the sidetrack things, but from her perception, I mean, she feels like she is clear. She doesn't understand. I'm not saying she's not a person who understands things, but she feels like it's very clear that she asks for the emotional response, not the intellectual response. She feels like that is obvious, but it's not when you look at just the wordings. So when you answer to the question, whatever, that's like the wrong answer, and yeah, but yeah, so on. And also when it's in the beginning, how long have it been? Then maybe you both have more patience with these kinds of differences, but after a while it can become a little bit more yeah, more of a struggle or challenge anyways. But that's why also relationships are wonderful, I guess. We learn. That's why I don't have an one. I don't want to learn anything more. No, but I mean, yeah, we grow immensely through 5 weeks. Wow, it's so new. Yeah, it's so new. And I also think she's very impressed. I mean, one other thing is that it could be, you know, compatible in a sense that what I mean, you both have more of something the other one have kind of less of, if you say. So you can be complementary very much. So if you find a way to communicate, to understand how you both communicate, or rather I think you need to understand how she communicates. I don't think she will understand your way truly, because she will just feel like you are well, yeah, you understand. I won't go further into that. But wow, so fantastic. Wow, still. Silly teenagers in love. Wow, now I'm really jealous. In a way, but also not so much. What a perfect time also now when the sun is, it's getting more, it's like everything is in love in nature and everything, right? And also don't overthink this whole thing at all. When it comes to, when there are some misunderstandings, it will just be resolved by hugs or reassurance. You don't need to do anything more than just be present and show that. Like, so it's very easy. You don't have to go through a lot of like sleepless nights or so. Yeah. Awesome. How fantastic. Is there any like differences in your social, let's say, families or groups or so on that could make a clash? Also, I think about this 10 of Cups that was reversed. It was like almost like something there that may be difficult for you both to like understand each other's maybe extended family or friend, or what it could be. It could be something there that is a little bit not similar or something? Maybe you have different, like, maybe not different cultures, but yeah, something. But I'm really happy to hear. Awesome. Well, that struggle. You want it and you don't want it. How did you find her? Give me some advice. Not that I want to find exactly her, though. Where did you find her? Yeah, it's difficult with these kinds of things. I mean, it's not right now for you. That's awesome. And this just showed like a pre-warning to come, to think of. Oh, Tinder. I thought about that, but Tinder is like the porn place, I feel. Not, I mean, there are many people actually who meet their love of their life. I have several that I know who have done so there, but I still feel like, what kind of place is that? We will see. But obviously, that's awesome. So, but I think it's a good thing to kind of meet up quite quickly. If you just stay stuck there and people hide behind these screens, like, yeah, that usually maybe not so good. I don't know, but awesome. Yeah, you can re-listen to me pushing this into now. If you come into some sort of conflict with that, you just, what should I do then? Yeah, that's a reminder. You just need to fill the cups with love again. That's all you need to do, and you can just ignore whatever question she asks. It doesn't matter. It's not the answer she is seeking. She wants to be reassured that you still are there and you are still are together and that you love her. So that's it. So, wow. So do you have any other question? Do you dare? Have you done some yeah, you have done some magic with her for sure. Ah, you smart ass. I mean, that could also be a thing. You don't need to be overly brilliant, although I understand also specifically from the beginning in a relationship, you kind of want to the other one to think you are also amazing, and she obviously does already. But she doesn't need that extra brilliance. She, as you said, she loves you for you, and that's enough. So you don't need to, because maybe that also causes her to feel not good enough. I mean, eventually, maybe. Yeah. So it's a good thing to know magic. No, you shouldn't use magic for love. You didn't, right? Whoa, that always comes back to haunt you, I guess. We get 3 of ones here also dropped out. I just shuffle them meanwhile I talk. It did magic, of course. Oh no! And that's why they are reversed. Oh, this will, yeah, this will. It depends on what kind of magic. I mean, these other kinds of magic where you just, I don't know what you other do for kind of magic, but only the can't magic. Now I will see someone say something to candle magic. Did you though? But I mean, no, don't do that for love, babe. Okay. Now I have some messages here. Oh, whatever is this then? Card magic. Oh, I thought candle magic. That's okay. When you do your stage magic tricks, like that's cool. Otherwise, when it comes to love, that, oh, now I must see something. Did he already pass my house now or what? There is a guy. 1960. Fuck. I mean, fuck. I'm just saying. Okay, there is a guy out walking, but I think I missed him, right? Because this came now and it was sent 1916, and it comes like so much later. Shit. And this person, like, so never mind. Maybe he puts like a picture when he walks by. So sweet, and then I missed it still. I've kept a lookout for this guy. Anyways, oh my. Yeah. What? It couldn't take like so long, 10 minutes from from the crossroads to here. So freaking shit, I missed him. Anyways, all right. So freaking shit, I'm sitting here and saying it in the audio or video. But anyways, I did give her some stones for protection. Okay, that's fine. Like, but I mean, doing this was the message. The message cards that came out now. Before I got that message on the phone, by the way, it's like 3 of Wands. When someone sends a message and they don't get a response, that was when I guess when he kind of sent that message, and I should have looked out and understood that because it's my phone is strange behaving. Oh, that was bad. Oh, I was sitting here looking for him all afternoon. Never mind. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I mean, everything like in such ways, but when it comes to love, we want the emotions to be genuine. We don't want to manipulate with other people's emotions, right? So, yeah. Yeah. Ah, I missed sweetheart now. I'll pass by. I just moved things from the window so I could see. Oh, but never mind. Yeah, yeah. Another day. So yeah, no, it's not your forte. I mean, everything in magic, when it comes to stage magic as well, but when it comes to real magic, so to speak, it is manipulation, but it's because you change things in the reality, right? Isn't it? But it depends. I actually previously also talked to someone who may have been a little bit too harsh with. But anyways, he was more so into the magic of changing his own I mean, diving deeper into the different ways of changing, I guess you could say, his own consciousness rather than changing things in the outer sense or for that purpose. So that was different. I'm kind of used to using it to change things. I know that that also comes with great responsibility. I mean, you have to be ready to get the results of whatever that may influence. I mean, that you can't see all the ripple effects of things you do. So when you change anything, yeah, you should really think beforehand. Yeah. So, but generally, I think many people who use magic in a real way, so to speak, they want to change things. I mean, manipulate reality, so to speak, in their favor, so to say. Yeah, great power. Yeah, and also knowledge. But yeah, it's so very tempting. That is the problem, you know. It's easy. I say that right now. I don't teach that too much, but I try to. But I mean, it's easy to say, but I try to say that to those who are interested in it, that there is a reason why I don't like. It's obvious you can find it if you search whomever. It's out there to be found how to do whatever, but to teach it, I feel very responsible because I know myself. I know that when you start to understand how efficient certain things are and how to do certain things, it's so tempting, and you will be tempted. I mean, there will come situations in your face, so to speak, in your way to test your resolve. I mean, to test your ethics, maybe you could say. Wow, it's very, very difficult to not also for fun try. It's like children when they try to manipulate to get whatever. I mean, it's like you want to test it, like to see whatever happens if I do this or if I do that, almost also. But also when you come into tricky moral, let's say, situations, or you may need whatever it is, oh, that can go overboard quickly. And the problem isn't the things you change in the outer. The problem is the backlash, the things that you get back. And so I really want to protect those that I teach, if so. So I take it slow and see what they are ready for, like when it comes to being honest to themselves and responsible, like. But yeah, it's difficult still. I mean, I'm not sure in any kind of situation that I would. I think I've learned through mistakes, but I'm not sure I always. I can't say. In certain situations, I'm kind of sure that I would use it in a way that maybe wouldn't in the greater sense be the best, probably. But I'm staying on the pure land Buddhist vibe. Wow, awesome. With a touch of nature magic. That sounds fantastic. That seems to be where I would love to be. Yeah. Wow. I used to do those mantras also. I have a Kuan Yin statue here with, what is the name? Mahavitava? Buddha on top of her head or something like that. Yeah, that's awesome. I used to do those meditations sometimes also about the Pure Land and so. Yeah. I love the Buddhists. Oh, I couldn't have done without them, especially Thich Nhat Hanh. Yeah, Amitabha Buddha. And also, there is this story about, what is that name then? And that's such strange names they have all the time. Do you know the name of this, or have you heard this story about this dangerous one who went around killing all kinds of people and so on, and used they had it, not Kali here or someone, but someone else who had like a necklace of their fingers and so on, and he was such a, I don't know what name he had. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a Buddhist story where he scared the whole country there or whatever. People were super scared of this person. And then he met Buddha. Have you heard about that one? Or do you know, what was the name of that person? Hey, Sejal Yedav. Hello. Do you have a question to the cards? I'm trying to figure a Buddhist story here. I don't even remember it, but it was, I wish I could remember the name even, but the story I could remember. But if you want to ask me something or ask the cards, Sejal, feel free to. Yeah, I remember you somewhat. I'm sorry, but I remember the name at least. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, do you remember me? Yeah. Anyways, the Buddhist story was like, I don't remember it even. Oh, what was in? Never mind. But it was like this horrible demon of a person, you could say, or he was like called a monster almost, like, or something. And Buddha was like searching for him. I think I may say this totally wrong, but he and he was so angry, this whatever the name was, and asked him to stop and not follow him. And Buddha said, well, you are the one running. I'm still, like, because inside he was like still, but he was threatening and waving knives or whatever he was doing. But since Buddha was so calm about it, and I don't know the whole story. I have to learn it and take it next time. But this comforted me some years ago quite much. anyways, that person changed their ways and became like a Buddhist, and because he was also like embraced and accepted. He had troubles previously and so on, and yeah, then went into Sangha, and people in the Sangha, and even the king there and everything was, oh, you remember me. Awesome. Let's see. Yes, I have one question. We'll be able to meet Yukarsh on 17th of May. Okay, I will try to see. It can change though, but anyway, so I mean, they aren't set in stone, the cards there. So yeah, from the beginning they were so afraid of him, but he became like the best one to share all the love. Never mind. I will tell it in a better way when I have to read up on it or listen to it again. So I just wonder what the name was. Never mind. Okay. So let's see. I will pick a card for you. I can see if I find it online, by the way. Card for you about that. Will you be able to meet the person? Okay. Whoop. Judgment. It's like the judgment card is about decisions. So yeah, it's like you will be able to. It's all up to you. I feel if you decide to, you will, kind of thing. That's kind of clear card. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Choices. It's like that. Reconciliation. Have you been in non-contact or something? It could be that, but yeah, it seems like it will be awesome if you decide to. And past mistakes will be forgiven if we choose to change and make a new start. So it seems like it could be really good. But also there could be some need for make amends about something if there have been some misunderstandings there. Yeah. I will try to find a Buddhist story. Yeah, the obstacles is if you don't change. I mean, if there have been some trouble between you two, it could be from the other end as well, you know. You need to take a stand. Like you need to be straightforward, take a stand for what you think and so on. So you don't act in a way that go against what you feel is true for you. And then if there have been some whatever problems between you, these mistakes will be forgiven if you choose to change and make this new start. But you need to also choose to change. If you don't, then it will be problems, I would assume. Yeah. You need to make amends and to transform this. So, but it's more so a point in the direction that you will be in reconciliation. I mean, that it will be a good thing. But it will demand demand changes and openness, like. Let's see, is it this one? I can't see that. Can you like write the name of that one? Sometimes when you put links, I don't know if that is not okay with YouTube or something. That can't like be shown. Oh, my cat is hungry. I forget her and I forget everything when I'm here. Oh, I feel so bad also because I missed the one passing by again. Yeah, anyway. I can't see. Can you write it? Just the name, Sediment Magic. So maybe I can Google it then myself. Murderer. Buddha. We will see if I find it then, maybe. I don't know what to seek. No, this is not it. But I met him. Oh, here he is. Angulimala, his name is. Yeah, I find it. Yeah, I found it. Shall I say it? I don't know if this is the same link as you, Buddha and the Bandit. Maybe it was. Can I share this, or are you super bored at me if I do? I will. I will see how long it is here. Oh, it's kind of. I will check in and see if someone asks something in between. But since I didn't remember how it was, I feel bad. So I will say it now, as it says here on this page. It says that once in the time of Buddha, there lived a robber named Angulimala. He lived in a forest and ambushed travelers on the road in and around the forest and killed them. Soon people were afraid to travel, trade ceased, the economy suffered, pilgrims stopped, temples were abandoned and fell into despair. But Angulimala was not satisfied with this. With the roads empty, he started to go into villages seeking more victims. And he massacred villages. Pretty soon, refugees fled the region and whole villages were abandoned. This actually should be a true story, it says. Anyway, the area was depopulated. Angulimala, he never took money or anything from his victims. He only took from each of them one finger. He wore the fingers of his victims in a necklace. That's how he got his Nam the Guer, whatever, Angulimala. A mala is a bracelet or a necklace, and Angulimala is finger necklace, yeah. Angulimala's parents lived in the area, but all they heard about was a murder with this nickname. They had no idea that it was their own son. But one day his mother, through divine omens, realized the truth and went to go find him. Now Buddha and his followers were camping nearby, and Buddha, through his superpowers, knew that Angulimala's mother was going to find him, and that if she did, Angulimala would kill her. And if you kill your mom, you will be reborn in hell for innumerable lifetimes. So Buddha set off briskly to reach Angulimala before his mom did. Imagine the scene. Buddha, a thin little man, arrives in an empty village. The smell of corpses everywhere. He's wearing the thin robe and he's holding a stick. And that's all he has. He stands in the middle of the dusty main street barefoot. Suddenly, Angulimala leaps from an alleyway. He's huge and armored. He's carrying a gigantic sword. He charges toward Buddha. But even though Angulimala is running at top speed, the earth between them stretches so that he can't actually reach the Buddha. He shouts, "You stop." Oh, that's how it goes. This is another version than I heard anyway. Buddha says, "I'm standing still. I put down the sword for all beings. You are unrestrained towards beings. Therefore, I am standing still. You are not standing still." Angulimala is impressed. He is astounded by Buddha's courage. He's never seen anybody respond to him like this before. He asks for an explanation. Buddha says monks who follow him control themselves. They restrain their greed and their desire, and this liberates them. Buddha was so persuasive. I really wish we had somebody like this today. Whenever Buddha talked to anybody, they woke up. Angulimala woke up. He repented for what he'd done, and he asked to be a monk. Buddha shaved his head and accepted him into the Sangha immediately. So the monks and nuns of the early Sangha had a criminal in their midst. I wonder how they felt about that. Wider society certainly did not accept that Angulimala had been transformed. When he went begging for food, they threw rocks at his face. And Buddha's own followers, they had taken vows, but they were ordinary people. I wonder if they had some fear or resentment that this guy would go unpunished and would become one of them, one of the noble ones. But we all have to trust each other in this Sangha. I mean, you don't know what I've done, I don't know what you've done, but in this case, the Sangha knew exactly what Angulimala had done. It had been on the evening news. I wonder if they had those. I wonder what they thought about having him as one of them. What would you do in this situation? Would you be afraid? Would you welcome such a person? I wonder if this was just a story. Okay, I will see what you say. Okay, I will keep sharing. Maybe they say a little bit more, but maybe it just was this. I will see what they say. We meet people like this sometimes because the Sendo has a meditation program at Sing Sing. I don't know what exactly these people are who share this or write this, but so we have a Sangha. There are some of our Sangha members have killed people. Oh, when I started going 10 years ago, I was I don't know who, as I said, who wrote this, but I was very interested in what crimes these men had been convicted of. And it really interested and excited me to wonder about that. Wow, true crimes now, but that's not true anymore. I've never asked anybody, and now, no, I know it's not important to me anymore. I don't even wonder. Sweet. Okay. We meet where we meet because of what we've done in the past. But it's clear to me that who I'm meeting is a person who is an event happening in the room at the moment when we meditate there. And so that's where we meet. I don't need to know what happened in the past. Although in the cases where I've heard the stories, I wish I could tell you because they are incredible men and their stories are devastating. But that's their story to tell. Every few years, one of the Sangha members is released, and sometimes they come here. One guy did the summer retreat and took Yukai, whatever that is. He was part of my class. More often, they might come to sit with us a few times, and most often, we just don't see them at all. We lose touch because their lives are very complicated. Being on parole is incredibly complicated, and coming to the Sendo just does not work for them in their lives on the outside. But they're welcome here, and I hope sometimes they will come. Okay, okay, I will keep reading because I get like exhausted. But anyway, because they say something here about what Buddha, the reason, blah blah blah. But the story is kind of longer. But anyway, the reason the Buddha welcomed Angulimala into the Sangha was because, from Buddha's perspective, as soon as Angulimala woke up, he was a different person. Buddha gave him a different name, Ahimsaka, meaning harmless, and now he's a monk, one of the noble ones, and so he belongs with the monks in the community. That makes sense because even if you take a snapshot of us at one moment, we are not one thing. Even now, nothing in the universe is ever a single thing. Like if you pick a floorboard, it's both composed of parts and of larger whole. The floorboard contains the cells that grew when it was part of a living tree, and it's also part of something larger, the floor, and that's part of something larger still, the room. All beings in existence are like this because this slicing up that we do, it's a product of our perceptions, and we can break apart or stick together infinitely. We will always stick together infinitely. That's the problems we have to forgive and reconnect and stuff eventually. But yeah, I'm also composed of parts, and I'm also part of a larger whole. I usually perceive myself as my skin and everything inside of it. But if you've been following along for any time at all, you know that this is a delusion and that the falseness of this delusion leads to anxiety and suffering. Yeah, when we feel separated, that's the problem. Because it's fact that existence is fractal, it says. If you zoom in, there is just as much detail, and if you zoom out, there is also just as much detail. My liver is just as complex as I am, and my society is also just as complex as I am. It's arbitrary where you say, here's a person. Okay, I don't know if someone asked. Oh, you're still here. Thanks. Oh God, I need to drink some water. It's interesting though. Maybe I should more do stuff like that. More than the cards. I don't have any Buddha cards. I should have. Okay. I had some Osho, but I don't like Osho, so I had some story Osho, not the general Zen Osho, but the other one. Anyway, the Buddha said that for each of us, our consciousness is composed of 5 parts. 1, form, which is the body stuff. This is almost like the medicine wheel I do. 2, sensations. 3, perception, which is the process of labeling the things that we're sensing. 4, anyway, I won't go to that. I was just thinking about it. 4, conception, which is the process of conceiving intentions or desire or making plans. 5, consciousness, which is the process of experiencing, of being. Of these 5, what does it say? Heaps. In Sanskrit, they are skandhas. The 5 skandhas of processes are all interacting together and briefly forming something like a person. I don't usually see myself this way, though I see myself as I'm me and I am in control of myself. And that's why it's such a shock to sit down and meditate and see what a chaotic and dynamic system is going on in my head all the time, and how little influence what I think of as me has over this set of processes. And that's a large portion of the point of meditation, is to experience that and to see through the delusions that we are single people in charge of ourselves. I'm exhausted. Given how dynamic and chaotic this whole system is, wouldn't it make sense that one moment it could all change completely? Yeah. That each of us could be transformed at any moment. If you have any comments, then say them. Isn't there a Kuan Yin tarot deck? Yeah, I have an Oracle Kuan Yin. I haven't used that a lot because the stories in it is so long, and now I pull a long story here, but I actually have one. I should probably pick that for someday, maybe tomorrow or something, if I feel for it. And read some Kuan Yin. I haven't, I mean, yeah. I've had it for years. I have some beautiful rocks in with it, but I don't pull cards from it so often. I've done it just a few times. But I will read a little bit more, I think, here. I've been arrested only once. I don't know, as I said, who this is. It's not me, though. I was about 16 in my body, and I like to dare each other to shoplift. We would set goals for each other, like, let's go and do this Barnes and Noble, and you have to steal every book by Annie Reese. Anne Reese. I would go in with a big trench coat and just pocket them all, and the clerk doesn't care because she's my age and it's easy. So we got more ambitious. One day we went shopping to a shopping center with about dozen stores, and we said to each other to steal one thing from each of them. We started from the east end and hit every store all the way west. The last store was a big grocery store, and I lifted, I think, a box of colored light bulbs that I wanted for my room. I can't remember what my body stole. Of course, they had security cameras, and the security guard was just calmly waiting for us at the exit. He took us upstairs to the surveillance room where we could see just how obvious and stupid we must have been. He called the cops, and the cops came and cuffed us and picked us up and took us to the station. We waited there on the bench while the cops called our parents. I was picked up first by my mom, and I have completely blanked out what happened when she arrived. Oh gosh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I have a story to tell, but I won't. Anyway, after a few weeks, I got a letter. The city had declined to prosecute. They just said, I've got a record until I turn 18, so I better be on my best behavior. That was that. And of course, I never shoplifted again. Oh, some did, though. We'll see how far this goes. If it isn't. It's like I don't want to stop in the end here. I mean, at the middle. Let's see what you're saying. Oh, that's the one I was thinking about. Okay, yeah. I will keep reading until you ask a question, but I will check in with you. I've been arrested only once. No, that was what I was reading now. The city, the justice system of our little suburb saw me as complex, as capable of being transformed. They figured, nice white boy from the neighborhood. Oh, bad that it's like have to be like that. But anyway, I would probably grow out of it, and they were right. A lot of 16-year-olds are not threatened this way. Blah blah blah. Maybe I should just skip a few things here. I see. Got a degree. Blah blah blah. I don't care. Let's see. Early Buddhism kind of tilted in the other direction, which is very interesting. The question is, if we're not unitary individuals, if we're changing all the time, are we responsible for anything we do? If I hit my jisha, whatever that is, can I just say, don't blame me, man? I'm not the same person I was 5 seconds ago. That was cool, though, if you could. Even the person I am right now is just a heap of interacting processes. There's nobody even here to blame. So why practice the precepts. How could we possibly be responsible for anything? Blah, blah, blah. I will just skip a lot of things. But the story still, we got to the story. Maybe I will skip it all. But in the beginning, the first card I actually picked here was about karma for someone. So it says about karma. Karma doesn't have to be abstract. I think it actually makes a lot of sense if you think of this. There is an analogy. He writes a lot, this one. So I will just skip that. Let's see if there is an end. Everyone deserves the opportunity for redemption because it's in our nature that everybody has the ability to transform and everybody has the responsibility to transform. That's why we practice to atone for our evil karma, to transform ourselves, to redeem and repair. And that's why we welcome everyone, even Angulimala, to practice with us. Well, it was beautiful. Now I will stop reading. But also, the whole thing, I mean, this story that I also like, and that was someone being very angry at a boat coming down a river towards that person's boat, and they felt that they will crash into each other, and they shouted and waved and everything until it came closer and they saw that it was empty. There was no one in it. And that's like how it is. We are empty of self. We just make it up, the stories of who we are, And if we understand that everyone is empty of independent self, so to speak, then we really don't have to be mad, even when things come crashing towards us. But it's not an easy thing. I mean, it's easier maybe if you sit and meditate in Pure Land, whatever. But when you're actually tested in real situations, that's another thing, yeah. And that's why I do think that we have the potential when it comes to if you call it witchcraft or whatever, the capacity we have to influence things is so much more than most of us think. And and we will be, the more we are aware of that, as you said about the whole power thing, then we we have to be more careful, especially that it comes back to ourselves. That's the worst of it all. But also we only understand, I mean, we only act from our level of consciousness, and so in that sense we cannot also be mad at really anyone, because if we don't understand that we belong together and all kinds of things, or until we do, we will sooner or later, everyone, I believe. But until then, how can we blame anyone for what they don't understand? Everyone feel that they, even if they feel like they do wrong, so to speak, towards someone, from some sort of logic, they still feel like they're, I mean, that's right. I mean, that's the choice that is in some way or another logical for them. Otherwise, no one would make any kind of choices. So, and in the greater, I just saw a program today about advocates, or what does it call was it advocater? What is it called in English? Actually, it's not called advocates. It's called like I don't even know right now. But anyways, and I just thought that, oh no, I could never be. I would I mean, wouldn't want to defend anyone. I want to throw them into jail. No, not really, but lawyer, yeah, defense lawyer, yeah. And that would be tough. Actually, I couldn't do it. I think. I wish I was less judgmental, but I kind of constantly realize I'm not. I try to turn on my wiser sense of things. Yeah. Yes, that is probably a Hard job, yeah. I mean, maybe also very interesting and fun and so on. And yeah, you could do it, I'm sure, with this Knight of Swords, with words and all. But yeah, hard in many ways. Also, I mean, well, no, I could just imagine I would like defend the so-called victims, but I mean, sometimes it's very unjust also. So I mean, they do defend maybe accuse people who would be victims otherwise. So I'm a diplomat. Are you a fighting diplomat though? Do you want everyone to agree or do you want to be right? I think you want to be right though. But you perceive yourself as a diplomat. This card, Knight of Swords, they don't want to be right. I mean, yeah, they don't want to win a discussion, but they think they are right in a discussion and therefore fight harshly. It's not like you agree with people you think are wrong, right? Or do you really? What does a diplomat do? Make everyone be friends? If you think that, that's fine. Kind of, I don't think you would say that, would you? I don't know. It would be good to be a diplomat in the sense that you could never be, in the sense of have that status, Yeah. Where did we drift off to this? Yeah. Anyways, I also realized that to be a medium is quite similar, not so much, but as a defense lawyer. But when they started, I was just in one program of that, but they spoke about how they have to set aside their own morals and their own thoughts about things and so on to just go into the facts and what they could prove, like in court and so on. And in that sense, it's quite similar to being a medium. I kind of have to let go of all my own ideas about things and just give to a person what I get, so to speak. But it's not similar in other ways. But anyways, I just don't want to not appear one-sided and give everyone a chance to tell their perspective without being interrupted. Yeah, that's sweet. I wish I was like that. I'm not. I really wish. That's why I like this, I guess, when people can't talk aside from myself. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I interrupt. And also I like others to interrupt, actually. It's like it's a flow, I feel. But some people don't get their space to give their perspective then. And I understand that. So I think in some people's minds or experience, I don't think they feel like they are heard around me so much because yeah, I interrupt all the time. I even interrupt myself. Yeah. But I'm also very curious at other people's perspectives. I really want to understand, but less so, I must say. I'm much more, I don't want to, but I hope I get over it. But I was less judgmental previously, but then life came. So I guess, no, I'm kind of harshly judgmental now sometimes. I understand in a greater sense that there is really no reason to, because as I said, we do what we think from our perspective is the sort of best, even if we know it's kind of the worst. I mean, it's the best choice at the moment everyone feels when they make a choice, even if it's not like in the long run or whatever. So yeah, it's to judge people is like very bad, in the sense that you often also have to experience the same thing to understand it. I feel I have been through that sometimes, yeah. But still, I'm way more judgmental now. And I don't really, because I worked with Kuan Yin quite a lot, and I really wanted to develop these as they said also in Tibet, when they asked if they were afraid of these prison guards that they did beat them and rape them or whatever they did, and they said that no, they were afraid that they would lose their compassion for them, and that I thought was so beautiful. And I guess that's how it goes. I mean, life tries you. Since I expressed all these things, I guess then life came and make me hard. No. But I mean, yeah, let's see what you say. People need be allowed to finish their thoughts so nobody can manipulate how one side of a discussion is perceived. Yeah, maybe. There is a technique where you also can like actually I need that. I can do that and I love that. When you have a certain time actually where you the one, if you are several also you can do it, but only listens until the other one is not finished, because then I get stressed out. I need to have a timeline. I mean, I need to have a set time when it ends, even if it's an hour or 90 minutes or whatever. But if I don't know where it ends, I will jump in. I will. I won't be able to listen, focus, but otherwise I'm good at listening actually. Yeah, I like it also. But yeah. Also, I don't know if we ever perceive what someone else is saying fully, because we mean different things with different words, and the way we experience what someone else mean is from our own various experiences. So this saying of how can I misunderstand this in the best way possible is very useful. Because we maybe always misunderstand what we hear. Yeah, so but yeah, also in the medicine wheel, when we work with the shadow in the West, the shadow side, I think that I mean I love the medicine wheel more and more because I learn so much teaching it as well. I mean, I have to, because otherwise I couldn't teach it. So and when we perceive ourselves as the good guys or girls or whatever, that's a real danger. And when it comes to judging also, as I said, I believe that this is part of a natural law, kind of. If we do that, we will find ourselves in their position somehow, sooner or later. So therefore it's not smart, but I'm much more judgmental now, as I said. Yeah, I dismiss people quickly now. I think it's an age thing also. Maybe you've learned through meeting various things. I was too naive. I was so freaking good-hearted and helpful and naive. So, wow. I mean, it's beautiful. But then if you are in the Pure Land, if you're here, I think it's good to be somewhat, yeah, I don't know, smarter. Have you heard the phrase, idiom, drunk on shadows? No, I haven't. What does that mean? But I kind of understand it, I guess. If it means like, hi, Noor, I guess, oh God, I need to cough. I guess it means like that you behave in a uncontrolled manner because of your shadows, that your unconscious like comes forth, right? Is that so? Do you have a question to the cards? No, we have not weird discussions here, but various discussions here now. Oh, I should check the tarot, my tarot group. I forgot it. Well, no one has said anything there, so I've just ignored or forgotten them for a long time. So no, if you have a question to the cards or to me, feel free to write it. Otherwise, we keep chatting here, I guess. What does it mean, Sademan magic? I haven't heard it before, no. But that's my take on it, right? I mean, yeah. Sometimes you also want to just be less conscious, sort of. I mean, not drunk, maybe. You would like to ask, yeah. Feel free to ask, Noor. But yeah, I have to like work my way back to more compassion, I feel, because yeah, I become hardened and yeah, quickly dismissive of people. And it have been liberating also, but I know better, sort of. I mean, still, I don't need to invite that into my closest to me. That wouldn't be smart. But still, what are Amen Aquarius feeling for me? Well, I don't know if you have been here before, but I don't do those where I answer someone else's feelings and so on. Although many ask those questions, I recommend also this woman that is fantastic. I will see if I have her here. I think so. Yeah, Vix Tarot. She's brilliant. I feel maybe she's a bot or an AI. She's like doing them in a mediumship way as well. I will just put a link to her if you want to have some more clarity. But I can do I don't have any collaboration with her or anything, but she's wonderful. But I can do a relationship reading for you if you want to, but also be mindful that I don't sugarcoat. I read the cards as I see them. So if you don't want to hear it, then don't go to some sweeter channel. But do you want me to do that for you and Amen? A relationship one? It's just a few cards, like 8 cards, I think. Yeah, 8 cards. And then we get into that kind of, but I don't pick cards for specifically for Amen's feelings, because I feel I invite their privacy when they don't ask the question themselves. At the same time, I sort of go into it anyways. Yeah, you were like, okay, I'll do that now. Okay, let's see. Okay, the first you is, it seems like you may, this is King of Pentacles reversed, so it feels like you feel some sort of lack. Maybe also you may feel a little bit not so grounded, or you want more money, something like that. Or you may also want, a sugar daddy. Sorry, but I mean, this used to be as a joke in tarot. The King of Pentacles is the sugar daddy. But anyway, so reverse, this is like a lack of some sort of funds, or you may feel a lack of physical beauty. It could be anything, but you feel like some sort of lack. Although you have it all, but you don't see it yourself, that you have everything you need, kind of. Okay, that's just for you, and then for... Is that a he, Amen, or anyway, that person? A card for that person. Whoa. It dropped. A Temperance. So this is someone who like their life in balance. They don't want to go to excess. They don't want things to go too quickly or too much of something, or they really, really like to keep their life in balance. Yeah. It's a he. Yeah, he likes to keep his life in balance. So that's like his way of being. Yeah. So now I will go into your relationships a little bit more. Yeah, this is also the Sun reverse. You're very critical of yourself, I feel. You have so much, like everything, but you don't see it and you don't let yourself shine fully, because I don't know, but I do feel it about the darkness being intoxicating. Oh, I understand that one too. Oh, that's why we want to explore and go in all kinds of I mean, we are curious of the things, the unknown, like in all kinds of directions. I mean, we explore. We are explorers, right? We humans, and want to try things, even if they are. We want to go a step further and check how that is. Like, yeah, in all kind. Anyway, moving on with the reading here. Yeah, how he sees you then. Let's see. No, how he sees you. So he sees you as very, very strong also, and I think you are like a healer of sorts. You are very caring for others' wounds. I won't say, but you are very, you are very caring if someone is like how they feel and everything. Also because I think you have felt quite some things before yourself. So we feel like you are very strong when it comes to caring for. I think he also feels like you're very considerate with him. Like you heal him, you heal his wounds. He feels safe with you, I feel, and that you also are stronger together. You're very strong together. Yeah, I think he feels like you're almost stronger than him, but I don't think you see it yourself. And then we will see for him how he sees himself. Yeah, I think he have one fear, and that is to lose, not to lose his mind, maybe, but to, yeah, he's kind of afraid of darkness. By the way, just come to Stadium and Magic there again. I mean, he don't want to go. He want to keep the balance, the status quo. He don't want to things to be explored out of the normal too much. He's afraid of what that would do to him emotionally, I feel, or that he would lose his footing, kind of thing. So he's like more fragile, I should say, in a way, than he is perceived, mainly because he have this. He's very soft and dreamy in a way, but he never let that show too much. Okay, how you see this him then? I think you feel that he's slow, and I think that comes to, because this come 8 of Wands reversed. This comes to, I mean, this have to do with his that he is want to keep the balance. That's why he is slow, because when he feels that it's becoming a little bit wobbly, like, or yeah, he needs to reset the balance and then move forward. So yeah, you think he's a slow mover here, I feel. Okay, then how you see your relationship. You want to work together. You want to, like, you feel like you don't do that really. Like maybe you're not separated, but you want to like collaborate or build something with him, and you don't feel like that's the case, but your attitude is to do so. And I'm not saying it won't be, but I think that so far you don't feel like you do that in a good way, though. And then he how he sees your relationship. I mean, yeah, as I said, I mean, he have some wounds. I guess you have yourself, but he have been hurt by some thorns previously. This is 9 of Wands, also reversed, but I do feel very much so that he feels like you heal him. These scars that he have gotten from other places or persons and so on, their connection with you or the relationship with you make them heal, yeah, and make the scars kind of go away, or at least they are stitched up, kind of. So he don't feel like he needs to be defensive. Maybe you feel that sometimes, but he doesn't feel a need to defend himself in relation to you. But rather, if he is seem hesitant or so, it's because he have such a need for that balance. Maybe he have felt somewhere previously in his life or so on, that he lost not lost his mind exactly, but felt like as if he would always almost do that because he was very sad or something like that. And he's very, very careful to keep the balance in his life. So that's the reason. It's not that he's kind of feel that he need to defend himself from or towards you. He rather feels like you only contribute with good things in for him or in his life. Like, yeah, that's what I can see in the cards. But you have a lot to heal, and you kind of do in a way also, but that is mainly when it comes to your view on yourself. You don't really see how fantastic you are and how brilliant you are and all the wow. You are like the sunshine and the king of pentacles there. You have everything, like, and you don't even get that fully. So that's your kind of shadow. Talking about shadow here with Sedum and Magic. Yeah, that's the shadow you have, that you see the brilliance in others and you see the needs even in others and so on. And I think you are a little bit blinded to that when it comes to yourself. Yeah, I don't know if you left now or who is still here. It's just one here now. Who is still here? Do you understand this if Noor is still here? I don't know who is still here. Someone is quiet. Someone else maybe. But also Sedum and Magic, if you're still here, when it comes to this whole drunk on shadows, I believe that. Oh, do you understand it? It resonates. I'm glad to hear. You're welcome. And yeah, when it comes to this drunk on shadows, I believe also when I talk about the medicine wheel in the West, where it's about the mind and emotions and so, the shadow work is also in the West, where we meet our shadows and also our good shadows, so to speak, the ones that we project onto others and don't see in ourselves the strength and so on. But what was I going to say about that? Yeah, the thing with the shadows also, or the work with ourselves, in that we like try to pick weeds instead of planting seeds. That's that we try to improve ourselves like indefinitely. It's like an addiction where the mind is very much at play. It's always every answer get a new question and so on and so forth. That goes on all the time. So that's a very good business thing, because it never ends. I mean, if you find people who want to continuously dive in that, or like a tricked almost into doing so, and not moving, trying to like move it on, so to speak, then you can sell that forever, like, and it seems like a solution, but it never is, because it becomes only tinier and tinier, like details that you could pick apart, and like, yeah. So that's the danger of the shadow, if you drown in it almost, like, because we're not here to just like resolve problems or so. We are here to enjoy the beauty and love and everything else. So yeah, I guess maybe I should also end soon then. Do you have some other question on that, Noor, that's on your mind? I'm glad you understood that part. I've been here for 2 hours almost. I never think that I will be for so long, but usually I am still, though, when I suddenly pop up here. But I hope I will do it more frequently. Yeah. I don't know what else is on my mind, if there is anything else on my mind. This is like therapy for me as well, sort of, or venting sometimes. I need to, I understand that with this discussion, that I need to get less, hey, someone else came in, less judgmental. I mean, it would be better for me. Also, to keep anger towards someone or so on, that actually feeds them, it fuels, it gives power to the other one. Oh, here you are again. How to battle overthinking. Shall I pick a card for that? You need that. I probably needed to. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, I need to move. So whoa! I dropped something. A dice. I have all kinds of fancy dices here with all kinds of numbers. That's fun. I like to also, when it comes to AI and everything like that, or when it's like those algorithms and everything, I want to trick them all the time. So if I use like dices, or if I use cards, or if I do other things, then I think I can't be manipulated by the fuckers. No way. Pick a card. Okay, I will. How to battle that? I have an answer, but I will pick a card. So Queen of Swords. Okay. Queen of Swords is like a bitter woman, often childless. But anyways, she's sitting here on an air balloon high up in the sky, looking at it from a distance at she have a binoculars. Is that called like a one? Those one long one like that. Is she holding something in her lap? It's like a bird. Anyways, she's high up there. So I think this card talks about the whole distancing when it comes to thinking overall, that we distance ourselves from ourselves. It could be a way to get relief from emotions or being present in our bodies, but I do think that there is a saying also when it comes to addictions, by the way, that because it can become an addiction, overthinking, actually, the thing, just thinking that is the solution and stuff, is that the more intelligent someone is, the more difficult it is to get out of that, because we are even more brilliant at fooling ourselves. So I think that can be one thing, but also it could be tapping into the intuitive side, the spiritual side, or the emotions. I mean, to the shadow, not the least. I mean, to actually do some processes that releases stuff that we have, because sometimes we try to put a lid on things when we overthink, but we don't think that we do, because that's like going around and around in our thoughts is like a comforting. We think that we will resolve something by it, yeah, I would say, but that's not what the card says. But because this is, as I said, she sits on an air balloon. So I think to see it from a higher perspective, obviously, than just a thought from the soul level or spirit level in medicine world. But also, I believe that just let go of thinking can be a way, like counting, like in Zen, counting each out breath to 10. And then start over from 1 and to 10 again, and keep doing that, because then you can't, or just let you can't think meanwhile, obviously, but let them just go and keep focus on the counting or mantras or so on, but to just give your mind or give your sense a break from that. That could be a way, but yeah, I think it's it's kind of a difficult one, because it could be helpful also. I mean, overthinking depends on what that is, because sometimes when we think, we actually get to certain conclusions or resolutions and so on. But it is when we think and create even more problems when we do. I guess that's when we overthink it, right? And that's we can I mean, distract ourselves, sing, dance, everything that physical, meet people, call someone, all kinds of things that make us distracted from getting too serious, even if I don't think that maybe is awesome to indulge in too much, maybe, but I love it. But yeah, I guess those are my. Do you have a good suggestion yourself? I'm sure you do, right? Seeking someone that to talk to, also, as you said, about having someone to listen, because that often also resolve it. As I said, this method where you talk a certain time, when you set a timer, and You can do it both or just one person, and you just vent about what you think, and then for however long you decide, and then you decided in advance, like, and then you hear yourself. When you hear yourself talk like that, instead of just thinking it, even when you write, it could be easier than if just thinking, but because then you let it out, sort of. And then you usually don't need any advice because you get there yourself when you talk. We have our answers inside always, but when someone listen or when we say it out loud, that kind of, we hear it in a different way than it when it's stuck in our heads going around. Yeah. What are your thoughts on those ideas? And as they say about this whole, that these particles and stuff get, if someone observes them, they change, aside from if someone don't observe them, so they start to vibrate or what it is in a different way and so on. I think that is also goes for us. If someone sees us, if someone listens to us, as you said, without also interrupting or so, then that is like a healing process, aside from just not having someone listening, so we get a total different perspective, or find a solution to it, or even just find it boring to keep talking about, and then we change our pattern of thinking or so. Are you still here? There is someone here. But Queen of Swords, maybe also, maybe it's judging our thinking, also saying overthinking, because Queen of Swords is super, super sharp. She's so brilliant at thinking. So maybe if we eventually, when we have overthought enough, we have learned very, very much. That could also be of help for others. Overthinking often brings worries and insecurities that turns, wow, no, good thing came up. Let's see. That turns out to be false, yeah. And the reality is that it was not a big deal at all. Yeah, but how to stop? Because we don't know that from the beginning. Right? Sometimes it's a big deal and we think it's not also. And we don't know that. We need to have a psychic or cards. In my case, I think it is due to trust in the spiritual realm and the universe at large, like, let's say, or spirit, that I know it will be all right, and that make me not needing. I think, but I don't need to hold it all, like control, and resolve everything by my little self. I think it will be resolved somehow, and I think there is protection and so on. Yeah. What are your suggestions for? I think you asked it interestingly also, like how to battle overthinking. I think when we go into battle, that's like what overthinking do. I think we need to find peace somehow. We need to enjoy things, or do something like that. I think we can't battle it. We need to like release it, and all the things we try to stop, they get just stronger if we go into not eating this or that, or whatever it is. If we go into that, we are screwed. Yeah. So if we try not to overthink and battle it, we will not win that one. We have to just let the thoughts fly by and not latch onto them, I guess. At least that's my thoughts. But it's also fun if you're a thinker, as myself also have always been, I mean, I like it. I like to figure things out. And I like when I don't understand it, because then I have to figure it out. I mean, it's like some people do crosswords. I overthink, but like, it can be an almost like an interest. It could be I mean, it's an exhilaration. It could be a positive thing. But if it takes over, also think it comes with a choice. Like if you feel like you choose to think about that, and you go into whatever it is and want to resolve, or whatever you do, then I know I speak very slowly, like whoa, pauses in the middle and so. But then you um 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 that's probably true. Then you can think and think, and maybe for no good reason, eventually it's shown that it was not needed or whatever. You don't get anywhere with it, or but still it's fun though. But when you feel like the thinking like takes over you and you can't stop, like when you feel like you get back to it over and over and over and again, and you don't want to, um yeah, that's when you need some tools, I guess. And people there are bunches of tools, especially I guess in spiritual traditions, actually. uh, yeah, as I said, like mantras and so on. And that gives like a pause for the ego self, because what it is the scared ego, like tries to hold itself together and prevent or defend itself from all the fears around, like and that's like an impossible task for the ego, because everything around is stronger. I mean, it's like a whole universe and everything. So there is no end to it then, if we try to figure it out. So yeah, I think the when we then find a way to stop our thinking, we can get in touch with our soul and spirit. Just because we do that, just because we give ourselves a break from it by just letting it float by, and or counting or mantras or so on. Various other ways, of course. Just general things like eat something, take a shower, go for a walk. I mean, many other things can be mindfulness, not the least, like being mindful what we hear, what sense. Yeah, painting. I don't know. It can be anything, but when we get a pause from being held by thoughts that we think are so super important, then the space opens where our shine or our sun can come in, like our spirit, our soul, when we know we are more, and we know we're safe and protected and everything is good. And it doesn't oftentimes lead there by thinking. It's rather we get more and more trapped in that prison of our thoughts. But Spinoza, as you may have heard, who is my favorite, all-time favorite, he thought his way, the ethics, his book, The Ethics. I don't understand the mathematics in the beginning of it, though. But at the end, I read that. It was my Bible for years. And to me, it's like sitting at the top of a mountain, like where the air is so fresh and pure and it's so clear, talking about clarity. He is, by the way, he was a Jewish. He wanted to be a rabbi, but he was shunned from the Jewish congregation. They call him. He was also called Benedictus, but then Maledictus. But he is fabulous, and I read that often, and it's fantastic. But he found his way through, let's say, spirits or to clarity, and not overthinking, let's say, but he kind of overthought his way there in a clear way, um, through logic, and that is fascinating. I don't know if others have done so, but he was the conclusion, like, is very much like spiritual, but he took it like with axioms and whatever, all the way in a logical sense there. It's fascinating. You should love that book if you haven't read it. It's very dry, since it's all just the whole yeah, it's mathematically, or it goes from one sentence and a question that like to the other. You understand what I mean, like philosophically. But yeah, it actually was a way for him, I guess, to find an understanding. Yeah. So I guess you can. It's not usually done that way. You don't have to go that way though. But we have our minds for a reason and our intellect as well. So yeah. I also think if we don't get insane, we get bored by it eventually. We like when we have everything have to change like the yin and yang, Eventually when we have used some lifetimes to just overthink everything, we get bored. So we just try something different and do something else because that didn't work. Yeah, so that could be a thing also. Sometimes we have to do something uh, with excess to an excess, or what do you say, to excess before we are ready to let go or understand that this is not as functional as we want it to be. Yeah. Mm. But it's very much about the ego, and the ego isn't anything else than the stories we tell about ourselves, who we are. So we need to change those stories. Yeah. And oftentimes we feel like those concepts or so on, that they are real, that they are true, that they aren't. They are what they are. They are just stories. It's not that they are lies, but they are the way we perceive what happened and whatever it is. That's concepts we have kind of made up, and we can see it from another perspective. And we probably need to, sometimes we need help from others, like solution focus or alchemy therapy, as I call it when I do it. It's very good at asking questions that change our mindset so we see solutions or steps or so on in a different directions than spiraling down into a hole of despair, kind of. The ego is probably the root of a lot of this. Yeah. And the ego is also awesome, but as long as we know what it is, that it's, yeah, that it is a made up idea of who we are. And if we fully believe that that is what we are, then we will always be scared and always be like threatened, like, because it's always smaller than everything else in the universe. So it's very scary to believe that that's all we are. It's not even what we are at all, but we all have to have it in this world. Like we have a concept of who we are in this, and we would be weird if we didn't, unless we are very like enlightened or something then. But otherwise, that's kind of, I mean, if your ego, your sense of yourself and who you are in the sense of what your likes and dislikes are and everything else, then you're also very confused. So, but if you understand it for what it is and you don't cling to that, the frame of that, and learn to expand from it and heal those, let's say, shadows, embrace more and more, then I guess you overthink less and less. But in my case, I believe that I do and I always did, but I love it. It's very inspiring to me. That's like part of my happiness, you could say. So I guess that's not actually overthinking, right? I don't know. But yeah, we think we are trapped in some way. That I guess is the what it is, as you described it also. But yeah, yeah. And when it comes to relationships and so on, that's oftentimes just as you said, insecurities. Like, and we try to prevent what we are afraid of to happen. That's kind of always the, gosh, I don't know, always the thing when it comes to overthinking. I guess, in some way or another, though, to like try to prevent catastrophes that we imagine. And that's also interesting how we are so good at creating. We are creators. And we try to prevent, bad stuff to happen by thinking about bad stuff. Like, that's like the other way around. Then we focus on it and create it even more. So, but eventually we learn. Yeah. But as I said, I don't think we can battle it, though. I think that's impossible. We will just be even more overthinkers then. Sometimes also just to accept that we do is a good thing. Just think, okay, now I'm overthinking. Or as they say when it comes to anxiety or other things, that actually set aside a time, like 15 minutes or whatever, 4 o'clock, no, whatever time, and then just go all in and overthink. And if we spend a specific set time for that, when we maybe do something else, and then we think, okay, oh wow, it's now time to overthink, we will we don't want to use our time for it anymore. After a while, we just don't want to. But as I said, I love to overthink, so probably I will do it though. I don't like to exercise too much though. But that's just my idea. That's just my ego. So maybe I can like to exercise and not think too much. Yeah. Anyway. So maybe I should go. I've been sitting here and rambling forever now. Oh, the car went. I've seen so many Masons. Anyways, the car went away. So, is there anything else in your mind? I maybe should go, and also I should reply to this person passed by that I missed again. Anyways, yeah. And then I just sigh like that. I will put oh wait, let's see. I'm going to head out. Take care and blessed be. Oh, the same to you. I will pick a last card for you, just because I feel like it was so harsh for you. Oh, it says like, here comes the Hanged Man, which is awesome for you. Here it's a woman actually hanging in a what is it called now? Like a you know, when you have a jacket and you pull the when you zipper, yeah. So she's hanging in this zipper. It's as if it's like closed, let's say, and she is the hanged woman here. It is, but still, and she is full of these beautiful visions and everything, and she's hanging there in this thing where you pull the zipper in the whatever jacket or what it is, and I guess it's called zipper anyway. Yeah, and then with the whole, just by being there, just by the weight of her hanging, just being, these skies will open, this whole zipper will move down, so the whole beautiful sky opens up. So it kind of says that to make things happen as you wish to, and to reach clarity as well, the best suggestion or advice in this card is to just don't do too much. Don't hold yourself back more. And the just by being, the whole situation will open up, and yeah, it will be cleared and beautiful and whatever else. Yeah, it's very beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful Hanged Man cards I know. Maybe the one that I feel is the most beautiful. It's the Tarot of Mystical Moments. So if you want to check it, by Catherine Wilstein. Anyway, the Hanged Man. So that's the suggestion. Just keep it inside of you, the vision. Stay with them and just don't act too much. I mean, don't feel a need to change and improve things too much. That they will by themselves magically appear. So that was that. Take care now, and I hope we talk another day. Thanks for being here. Yeah, and I wish you all the best with all the love and enjoy from me too, or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye for now then.